The left loves its deplorables, and so do Trumplicans. As David French pointed out yesterday at nationalreview.com, if we're going to expect and demand that the left condemn their deplorables, conservatives must reject an alternative brand of hate as well. The alt-right, in other words. Before Hillary Clinton appeared to collapse while boarding a Secret Service van on Sunday, weekend Twitter was ablaze over Hillary's assertion that fully half of Trump supporters belonged in what she called the basket of deplorables. In her words, that meant they are racist, sexist, homophobic, xenophobic, Islamophobic, you name it. Which are just, or have been up to now, just pure, empty, meaningless BS epithets, but which Trumplicans have given new life with their support of the Chino Jesus. The comment triggered enough of a backlash that she pulled the rarest of Clinton maneuvers, an immediate backtrack. Mrs. Clinton, in her apology, said, "I regret saying half. That was wrong." But she still vowed to fight bigotry in Trump's campaign. So now, of course, there's a cottage industry dedicated to determining exactly what percentage of Trump voters are bigoted. I am under no illusions about the virtue of many of Trump's supporters, and I certainly don't believe in political fictions regarding the great and good American people. The American people are a collection of human beings, and that means that many millions can be truly vicious and many millions more can believe truly evil things. Indeed, Scripture teaches us that we're all evil, so in the truest sense, I'm a deplorable also. A deplorable redeemed at the foot of the cross of Calvary. The true cultural danger is not so much the presence of evil men, such people will always be with us, but the descent into depravity where evil becomes good and good becomes evil. Romans chapter 1 again. There are elements of the right, or former right, namely the alt-right, which is not of the right, hence the modifier. It's a carbuncle on the right, but not of the right, that have landed firmly on that ground and deserve to be condemned. They're really of the left, just a different arm of it. Cut off one head, two more shall take its place. Hail Hydra! The left, however, has mainstreamed its evil. It loves its deplorables, and in so doing, it tempts and beckons even well-meaning men and women to embrace the darkness of its worst policies and actions. Do you doubt me? While Donald Trump's allies, and sometimes Trump himself, have provided aid and comfort to the alt-right, you would never see a President Trump attend a white supremacist convention and end his remarks with, "Thank you, Daily Stormer, and God bless you." Well, I think the jury would be out on that, but Democrats have so mainstreamed abortion, the industrialized killing of innocent children, that Barack Obama is proud to invoke God's blessings on Planned Parenthood, the nation's largest abortionist. Hundreds of thousands of children die in its clinics every year, yet praise for Planned Parenthood is virtually mandatory within Democrat politics, which is why Donald Trump praises Planned Parenthood to this day. Moreover, large sections of the Democrat intelligentsia giggle at the most profane and blasphemous trolling, so long as it's trolling for the sake of abortion. Witness the far-left cheering section when abortion activists, or abortion extremists, rather, chant, "Hail Satan." That's what they say. At least they're being honest. As pro-life protesters sing Amazing Grace. Somebody should show up. One of those people should show up in a Red Skull costume. Or watch lefties smile when self-described Satanists pour milk all over women, allegedly simulating the oppression of breast milk. It is a simple historical fact that the modern abortion rights movement is the grandchild of progressive eugenics, a thoroughly racist enterprise designed to scrub the human race of so-called undesirables. Go back and read Margaret Sanger, folks. It is a simple fact that abortionists kill a disproportionate number of black babies. Yet now a movement builds to shout your abortion as if a person should be proud of hiring a doctor to kill their child. Doctor. Do no harm? Beyond matters of life and death, it is now considered a positive good in some quarters of the left to suppress religious liberty. And not all religious liberty, just Judeo-Christian religious liberty. They don't oppress anything the Muslims do. To hound faithful Christians out of their careers and livelihoods merely because they believe and practice the fundamental tenets of their faith. Social justice warriors attack the nuclear family and traditional sexual morality in spite of overwhelming evidence that the breakdown of the family is responsible for immense human suffering. Not to mention all those dead babies at the hands of Planned Parenthood. Democrats rightly condemn Trump for stoking violence at some of his rallies, yet the party openly embraces Black Lives Matter, when its rallies have featured violence on a scale that dwarfs anything seen, yet anyway, at any Trump rally. For conservatives, the single most alarming thing about the Trump movement is the alacrity with which many of his supporters have embraced or excused his crassest, most vicious, and sometimes racist comments in the name of defeating political correctness, punching back twice as hard, or, to quote a neighbor, kicking ass. Which is just an excuse for being an asshole, actually. His core supporters have tried mightily to find the good in evil actions, and some small percentage have gone much farther than their leader, launching vile and threatening hate campaigns against the length and breadth of the internet. Yes, let's just say I have a first-hand experience with this kind of thing. For a party built around a man who sought to appeal to... No, he never sought to appeal to anything except himself. This is a devastating development. The left's conscience, however, is already seared. It calls out bigotry on the right, even as it accepts and sometimes... And there was no bigotry to call out on the right until Trump came along. Even as it accepts and sometimes openly celebrates death, intolerance, and oppression of the groups it hates and opposes. This is not irredeemable, and when evil is so loudly portrayed as good, it is often even understandable, but it is still deplorable. It would be a great tragedy of this election if virtue fled the scene entirely. Well, it already has. That train left the station a long time ago. That ship has already sailed, Mr. French. Leaving two sides of deplorables, each calling out the other's unique sins. The left has staked out its vile positions, and now so has the former right.